have been struggling on how to say this, and I made a video earlier, I took it down, but y'all are focusing on the wrong people. Y'all are focusing on why don't black people care what Trump is doing? We do. But we're focusing on us and ourselves to survive through this. What y'all need to be focused on instead of, well, why aren't black people actively protesting and doing all the things that they usually do? One, because we told you we're not going to do that anymore. Okay? We told you. Y'all didn't listen. Two, because we can't help you as much as the people you need to help you. Okay? You need white people. You're focusing on black people, you need to focus on white people. You need to get their attention, their compassion, their empathy, their social and political power. You're focused on the wrong people. You're focused on the wrong demographic. Black people don't make up the vast majority of this country. We don't make up the vast majority of politicians. We are not in the White House. I'm telling you, you need to focus on white people and getting them to actively care and campaign and protest in your name, in your favor, and leave black people alone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. On today's topic, we'll be discussing a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about Black Americans and concerning the whole case of eyes and not coming out to stand up against eyes and to say their minds and stand with other people based on the actions of eyes. Now, so many people have had a lot of things to say. A lot of people are saying what the Black Americans are doing are not good, that they do not support what they are doing. They're supposed to come out, they're supposed to stand up with people and come out in the street and join their voices with that of other people and talk about what's going on with eyes, you know. And some Black Americans are saying, no, we can't do this because a lot of times, past in the past times, we've warned people of this. Even during the election, we talked about this. We said we are not voting for this person because of we do not trust what this person is saying. But you people didn't listen. You people didn't listen to the Black Americans. You people said no, we're gonna do whatever we think is best. And now you want us to come out and join our voices for real, because they're like, we can't do this, because if you had listened to us from the very beginning, we wouldn't be in this situation to start with. Anyway, guys, I'll let the rest of the videos play out, and then we'll come back and hear what read the comment section and hear what other people have to say about this. And please do not forget to like, subscribe. Please subscribe and comment. All rights remain to the original creators of the videos. Thank you so much. We'll come back and then we'll discuss this. Thank you.
When I see people making comments and videos saying, oh, black people, referring to black Americans, don't get comfortable because you all are next, they're coming for you next. It's like, there's nothing the government can do to black Americans that they have not already done, that we are not already, privy to. I mean, for one, slavery, but we are already an oppressed class. We've already had to deal with, systemic racism, right? Black people get harsher prison sentences, we're paid less, police brutality. Even when, segregation was a thing and black people were thriving, they burned our towns down, they flooded them, they literally poisoned black people, they used us as freaking test dummies. There's nothing that they can do to us that hasn't already been done. There's a lot of people of color who, they know that they are inferior to white people, but as long as they're superior to black Americans, they didn't care. It's like, yeah, they don't really like us, but at least they don't treat us like the black Americans. They don't treat us like that, so I'm cool. They separate themselves from being black, right? We're people of color, but we're not black. We're not American. We're not descendants of slaves. Like, they just tried to separate themselves from us and, make themselves feel better than us. And now that, all the focus is on them and getting them out and, they're being severely mistreated. I can agree to that. Now they're upset. Y'all are more mad at the fact that black Americans aren't under attack than you are that your people are under attack. You're more focused on our reaction. Don't get comfortable because you're next. You're next. And it's like, Why is that your thought process? Why is it always us that it comes back to? Because you can acknowledge that in this country, black people, black Americans specifically, are treated terribly. We are oppressed. We are seen as trash, garbage. And you thought as long as they don't think that I'm one of them, I'm cool. And now they're looking at you like you're worse than us, trying to send y'all back to, y'all countries, saying horrible things about your country. Now you're mad at us. You're mad at us instead of the people who are doing it to you.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new, it's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics, it was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they try to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
One day y'all will understand and get that they always have tested things on us. So that way they can implement it on all of you. They always test things on us. So that way they can successfully implement it on everyone. Black people have been trying to tell y'all about policing, military, all those things. We have told y'all, we have warned y'all. That's what the Black Lives Matter protests were about. It's about the fact that if they can do this to us, it's only a matter of time before they do it to you. We were the experiments. Unfortunately, the people of color were the experiments. The Latin community were the experiments. The immigrants were the experiments. They tested it on them so they can implement it on everybody. And what y'all got to understand about this too, because a lot of people don't understand this about whiteness. I thought y'all would have understood after the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, but I think people forgot. When you choose to buck against whiteness, whiteness will attack you. Whiteness will dispose of you. That even includes if you're white. If you are, that's why I always say I like white people who other white people can't stand. Because when you are white and you decide to buck against a system of whiteness will say, oh, you're expendable. Look at what they did to all the abolitionists. Look at what they used to do to white people who would be at civil rights marches. They don't care. They're not going to be like, oh, you're white. Like, they don't care. If you are bucking against whiteness, whiteness will attack. Whiteness will. And that is why since day one with the BLM movement, we always, and not even just BLM movement, with civil rights, everything, we have always talked to y'all about whiteness and why it's important to eradicate it, because whiteness is killing us all. But y'all missed that lecture. Y'all didn't understand because y'all allowed them to do what they usually do, what they've been doing since they created racism, which was, oh, look at them. They're trying to attack you. making us the enemy. No, we were your oracles. We're not your enemy. We're your oracles. Okay? Remember this.
Why aren't black people showing up to the masses to these demonstrations? Why aren't we marching? Why aren't we chanting? Why aren't we screaming, this system is corrupt just like everybody else? I'm going to tell you why. Because when it was us, nobody cared. When black people were being harassed, when our constitutional rights were being violated, when black people were getting killed by the police on camera, y'all didn't protest with us. Y'all didn't believe us. Y'all didn't call the system corrupt. You asked for a backstory. You wanted to know what we did to deserve it. You couldn't just accept the truth that this was an unjust system targeting us because of our skin color. But now that ICE is involved, now that it's affecting you, now all of a sudden the government is evil. Now the system is broken. Now everybody wants to march. Where was this energy when we told y'all this years ago? We've been telling y'all that the system was crooked. We've been telling y'all that law enforcement abuses power. We've been telling y'all that the government does not protect everyone equally. But you didn't want to hear it because believing us would have meant questioning the same system that you trusted, the same system that benefited you, the same system that you defended while it was destroying us. So don't ask why black people aren't rushing to the front lines now. Some of us are tired. Some of us know how this story ends. The same people you're calling corrupt today are the same people we warned you about. But y'all didn't believe us then, so don't be shocked when we're not shocked now.
So yes, guys, blacks are saying they can't come out and join their voices. They can't do that because for a long time they've been saying the same thing. They've been telling you guys that this person is not to be trusted, but you guys went ahead. You guys said you know what you're doing, and now you want them to come out and use their voice. So yes, as like we said, let's get down to the comments and hear what's and read what other people have to say about this. So the first person said, I keep seeing immigrants say black Americans support ICE just because they are not in the streets protesting. And that logic is wild to me. Silence doesn't automatically equal support. A lot of black folks are dealing with police violence, house issues, healthcare, and their own immigration adjustments problems like family deportation in the Caribbean and Africa. Not protesting doesn't mean cheering eyes on. Sometimes it just means people are exhausted and fighting their own fires. Someone else said, as an immigrant, I'll be honest, it feels like abandonment sometimes when raids happen and families are torn apart and we don't see mass outreach from black communities the way we show up for others. It hurts. I'm not saying black Americans love ICE, but perception matters. If you're not visibly against something that is hurting us, people assume you're okay with it. Are you for real? This person is trying to say that if you're not acting, if you're not against it, even though you're not um actually verbally saying that you're against it or you are with it, if you're not against it, if you're not fighting against it, it totally means you're with it. Right? So let's go to the next one. The next person said, Black Americans don't support ICE. That's a lazy narrative. Many of our communities have been over-policed and criminalized for generations, so we understand exactly how state violence works. But protesting every injustice isn't realistic when we are still begging to be seen as human in our own country. Solidarity can't be demanded, it has to be mutual and built. Yes, let's continue. Some immigrants need to stop projecting frustration onto Black Americans. ICE was not created by Black people, funded by Black people, or enforced by Black people as a group. Blaming us because the system is cruel is misdirected anger. The same system hurting immigrants is the one that has been brutalizing Black communities for centuries. The next one said, I think this conversation exposes a real divide. Some Black Americans see immigrants as a separate issue because they were brought here through slavery and never had the option of legal status. Many, meanwhile, immigrants see ICE as an immediate threat to their families. Both experiences are valid, but pretending one group owes constant activism to the other isn't fair. The next person said, let's be real, there are Black Americans who support strict immigration enforcement, just like there are immigrants who support anti Black policies. Neither group is a monolith. Using Black Americans support ICE as a blanket statement is the same harmful generalization we all claim to hate. This one is saying do not generalize. It's okay if you say some people do this and some people do not do this, but generalizing is what is not acceptable. Do not generalize. And the next person said, as a Black immigrant, I'm stuck in the middle. I understand why immigrants feel hot when there's no loud protest, but I also understand why Black Americans don't trust movements that only show up when it's convenient. Solidarity shouldn't be conditional or transactional. I protested for you, so you owe me. That mindset keeps us divided. Yes, we shouldn't actually do something and expect someone else to do it back for us in return. No, it's going to keep us divided, right? So let's continue. People forget, the next person said, people forget that Black Americans have protested ICE deportation and immigration detention. It just doesn't get covered. Media decides which protest matters. Raising Black activism and then accusing Black people of supporting ICE is disrespectful and historical inaccurate. So right now, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about this. Some people are literally saying that they do not accept the fact that there's this generalization about Black Americans supporting ICE, right? You shouldn't say that they're supporting ICE just because they do not come out in the streets and protest about things. You get, so it's not right for you to say because this person didn't show up, this person didn't join their voices, this person didn't come out in the street, totally means that this person is with these people, right? So right now, I think the best thing to do is everybody should just do what they think they have to do, right? Do whatever you think you have to do. But the generalization part, I think I stand with the fact that you do not have to generalize, because there are a lot of Black people out there who are Black Americans out there who are really, really against the whole eyes thing going on right now. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment in the comment section. And do not forget, all rights remains to the original creators of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment. Until I see you in the next one. Bye.